whatever. Okay, which one? Yeah, I like the possibility. So like, I mean, like, people.
I'm a cameraman. Okay. Hello, I am owner of Mega Podcasts, Frederick Thescher, but you probably know me as Athen and Megan. And today I'm going to be showing you to our co-owner of Megapods, Mr. Ting Wen. Let's welcome him on, everybody. Hello.
Thank
Hi.
you for inviting me.
Okay, so we don't have any guests this week because it's just the first video, but we have a few people in mind. So how are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing really well.
Today we're going to be talking about how do you create music, which is, you know, it's a big topic. It is a big topic. But before all of that, let's also say hello to our amazing cameraman, Ron Ellenbergen, everybody. Let's give it up for Ron.
Just come up and just say like a piece and something like that.
Hi.
Okay, good.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
okay, very nice. Okay, so creating music. You've been on Spotify for quite some time now, with 2 accounts, appearing on 3 actually. How does that feel?
I mean, it's like, it feels really good because like, you know that you've already got to start with it and you can always build up to it. It's like a step forward to like a really big thing.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's good to start like early, like, yeah, like as long as you get try it out, get a feel of it, and you can always improve on it. anytime.
Yeah. Well, there's no secret that YouTube is hugely different to Spotify. But what do you think was the things that really kind of made Spotify stand out for you?
It's I think it's a platform that most people they go on. So people go on YouTube, they go on Spotify as well. But YouTube, it's I think it's harder to get known because so many people are uploading to YouTube. So it's also I think it's also easier if you have music than you put on Spotify because in YouTube it's usually like tutorials or gaming videos.
Yeah, like new artists are blowing up all the time on Spotify.
Yeah,
I don't really get any of that on YouTube.
Because YouTube like kind of like suggests like YouTube likes longer videos
Yeah,
that are longer than 10 minutes.
really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
So this is a huge ass table. I'm just gonna, you know, live with it. You know, just hi, welcome back. Just looking straight at the bloody surface. But so you know, yeah. I mean, music is hard. Definitely is. What do you say is your favorite thing about making music?
It's just like expressing yourself. It's like it's with all the arts, with performance arts and visual arts. It's about expressing yourself, your emotions, your feelings, and like what you feel like doing. It's everything's about creativity.
Yeah. And what would you say is your least favorite thing about creating music?
Not getting discovered. I think that's like the fear of all people.
Really? Because for me, I mean, I'd have to say that, you know, just kind of definitely, you know, I'm creating music with the one and only Ron right now, and myself as well. But you know, just kind of yeah, the kind of singing and the kind of, you know, when you've got no tracks, and then you kind of see it going together. You know, I think I like that. You know, I kind of feel like by the 20th track, you know, it's like same old. But I just feel like, you know, kind of creating it, kind of experimenting with it.
Like you don't have to have the best track as your first release.
Yes, like just, you know, seeing it be an idea and then becoming kind of complex, interesting thing. And you know, sometimes that takes a long time. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody took 7 years to write, I think. So, you know, a long time. But yeah, my least favorite has to be the editing of music. Just because it's, you know, it's just really boring.
It depends on like what kind of music though. If you're if you're writing an electronic song. Okay, let's go to spit out. This spit goes out of camera. So say you're creating electronic music, EDM, like Martin Garrix of YouTube. Say that takes a lot of editing. But if it's just a pop song with a guitar, maybe an acoustic song, it's more of like the lyrics that go into it.
Yeah, no, very true, very true. No, I do agree with you. You know, definitely you've got huge amounts of music now. I would say that every song by every different artist is like, you know, kind of a genre of its own, you know? I mean, I feel like, you know, before we've kind of got rock and roll, and it really is. You know, all rock and roll songs are literally just rock and roll. But now we're kind of going to an age with huge, big genres, right? So pop is massive, you know? And it's massive, and it's got loads of sub kind of, you know, genres.
Yeah.
But I feel like every single song, you know, I mean, like technically, you know, Ransom by Lil Tecca, that's pop, right? I would say.
Yeah, probably.
But then also Me, you know, by Taylor Swift is also pop, you know, and just listening to them, you know, no matter who you are, you know that's not the same genre of music. So it is interesting because music has changed hugely, you know. I mean, now everyone's got a computer, and it costs nothing to get really, really good music developing softwares, and it's pretty big. You know, you've got infinite track software now. Back in, you know, the day of Queen or the day of Beatles, I mean, they were bloody rich, and they could only afford a maybe 4 or 5 track kind of software. You know, if that.
Yeah. So like that also like comes on to like now why most people are like making their songs themselves instead of becoming part of a band, because now software is so advanced that
Yeah.
they don't need band members to help them, because usually they would need a recording, they would need to record live instruments played by the people instead of like.
And that's really interesting to see, isn't it? Because, I mean, yeah, it just kind of shows you that band members aren't for the fun of it, at least in most people's eyes. They're just really to make it more simple. And I don't agree with that, but that's just kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But, like, also, the thing that really annoys me is that as a man, you know, I've got a lower voice than women, obviously, right? But yet, you know, kind of in the 60s and 70s, and like 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, we've got people like Frank Sinatra, we got Elvis Presley, you know, we got Chuck Berry, you know, we've got the Chords, we've got all these people, right? They're singing really low, you know, they're kind of like, well, you know, they're like, and now the end is near, you know, it's really low. But like now, like kind of just since, I would say, yeah, since 2005 kind of thing, until like present, and possibly gonna be like this for the next couple of years. It's kind of, instead of people liking like lower and lower voices, people are liking higher and higher voices. Which is why women are getting much more discovered in music, which is not a bad thing, but it also means that men have to either use machines to make their voice seem like, you know, kind of like that high kind of thing, or they actually have to have really high voices, like unnaturally high voices.
Yeah, so like
Shawn Mendes. Sorry.
So yeah, so we'll get into autotune in a second, but like we'll say maybe like different people have their own tastes. So like people like high pitched songs, and still some people like low pitched sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like absolutely, it's not like an absolute thing.
I mean, yeah, you definitely don't need to be as skilled as before. You know, definitely, you know, like members of society back in the 50s and all that, kind of, or like bringing it back further in like the 40s. You know, if you were a black person, especially a poor black person, right, that wanted to be a musician, well, you were kind of off to a bad start, literally just because of your race. You know, I mean, because, you know, black people just weren't accepted in society. Definitely not in the 40s. You know, and just so trying to make something that's so powerful and everything that white people will actually, like, you know, actually be like, okay, I'll listen to it. You know, back then it was incredible. And even if you were like a rich, famous white person, even then it was hard, because you did have to know how to do the guitar well. You did have to know how to do every instrument well, you know? Now you can kind of just stand in front of a microphone and go, no, and then all the producers have written the song, auto-tuned your voice, done the guitar for you. You know, it's just kind of, all you need to do is take pictures of yourself now, kind of thing.
So like that kinds of like tells that like not, so nowadays a lot of singers are considered fake, I'd say. because they're not actually good at singing, they're not good at writing, and they're not good at any instrument. They just like
Yeah, well,
look
definitely.
good.
But you know, like it's also kind of, I mean, it is common sense that 100 people doing something will be better than, you know, one or two, which is why for small musicians like me, or like you, or like Ron, you know, we kind of just, you know, we've kind of just got to put so much effort in. Sorry, we kind of just have to put so much effort in because we're only 2 or 3 people, or maybe even one person, you know, doing loads of work to kind of make the same result as for like big name singers that have like 100 or so people kind of doing the work for them, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you know, it is unfair. It's an unfair system.
Yeah, that's true.
And you kind of walk into it thinking, you don't think that, you know, you walk into the business thinking I want to make music, you know, like, because that's what anyone thinks, you know, whether it's, you know, you want to be a cook or you want to be a bloody, you know, engine repairer, you know, you're always thinking I want to, you know, cook, I want to repair engines, I want to act, I want to do music, but kind of especially with music, there's just a lot of hidden things, you know. I mean, you can write a fucking book on all the hidden things that people just don't know.
Yeah, like,
And it is a setback.
yeah, exactly. So now like people are discovering more ways to creating more.
Auto-tune. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, like
Okay.
sure. Autotune is like, I mean, if you don't know about Autotune is like a software that basically you can pitch your voice, you can change the timbre, you can change pitch, timbre, you can add vibrato, all of that. So it kind of makes singing a lot easier. So you don't have to be a big good singer.
And everyone's kind of got their own auto-tune, because there's not just one auto-tune, you know. You've got limit to key, you've got enable to flex, you know, those are the obvious ones in GarageBand. But you've also got, you know, things like River, you know, Candy Floss, Tiger. You've got basically every auto-tune.
You've got
under the fucking
Melodyne
moon.
and the most classic Antares Autotune, which
Yeah.
is also the most powerful. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's $200 if you're. I'd say if you were gonna start
But it
music,
isn't cheap.
it's not cheap, but I mean, it's a lot better than actually hiring a good singer.
Yeah.
But that also means that less people actually want to develop their voice, and
Which
more
is not a
people
good
would just
thing.
be lazy.
Because, you know, I think, well, taking the simple song, Happy Birthday, right? If you're kind of going, like, you know, to your best friend, Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. But it's like the best singing on earth. Your friend's still not going to be thinking, oh my god, he's being so passionate. Because, I mean, you know, you don't have to be a bloody genius to see that that's not passionate at all. And that you know, let's say not caring at all. But, if you know, again, taking happy birthday, if you're like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, you know, whatever. Even if you don't sing it well, your friend knows that you kind of, yeah, you know, your friend knows that, yeah, dude, he cares.
So I mean, now it's like more of less of pitch, and it's kind
Yeah.
of more of like the passion, or like the like how much like emotion you put into your singing.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's just also like, you know, back to what I was saying. It's like widening it out to every song. If you're using auto-tune, again, you don't need a bloody genius to see that, you know, singing words, you know, they're singing words. And anyone can sing words, you know. What's different is singing them passionately. And no auto-tune can put passion. Human's voice is going to be better than the machine's voice, and that's just the end of it, you know.
But like that, there's also whatever the Yamaha thing. What is it? Vocaloid. Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
that. And like, I mean, I don't know why, but like, they didn't even have to think of that. Okay, like maybe machines would take over humans and humans would sing. But like, why?
I think that will never happen because music is just encoded in our system. I was having a conversation with other people the other day, and you know, we were having a discussion about whether music started the moment that humans were born, Obviously not the moment because they would have been a baby, but I think the moment humans became like, the moment that we had, adult humans on Earth. I'm sure that they were tapping on the rocks in a kind of beat. So music is really encoded in our system. It's kind of the first thing that we learn as babies. Actually, I would say that just speaking is music, and rap kind of supports that.
Yeah, like of course that's really true. And like we could also talk about how singers even use autotune in live performances.
Yeah, that is shocking. Just to think all the scandals. I mean, I actually found out Ariana Grande. She's not a bad singer at all, but she's known for doing her really high, having a really high voice, right? So you would have thought that on the low notes she would have the autotune, and on the high notes, she switches to her voice, But actually, you don't, it's really obvious to see that she can sing pretty good, in her concerts. But as soon as you're kind of going on to those higher notes, you can easily hear the kind of human sounding voice straight into a robot voice, Straight.
Yeah, like
I mean, just
like a few years ago, people just like autotune was only used in studio recordings, and people don't even use them in live performances. It was hard. It was
hard, but even then they were using, the rich people. I mean, no offense to Justin Bieber if you're somehow watching this, but even Justin Bieber was using autotune the day he was born, practically.
yeah, I guess, but like so it all comes down to people trying to it's being more lazy, and they're trying to they're always trying to use machines to help them, even when they know they can do it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a good thing to it, which is like you can have it has more possibilities. Like if you want to sing high, if you want to sing really low. But I mean, it kind of just like brings down your confidence.
And kind of like a conclusion, like it's not the end yet, I would say, but just in the conclusion of what's happened so far, just music. The stakes have just risen. That's not abnormal. Everything on Earth has risen. Like metaphorically. If you're an actor, acting 100 years ago was much. You kind of had to know how to have a fake smile, and you were practically the Tom Cruise of the day. Now you really do have to be absolutely incredible at acting. A cook, 100 years ago you need to get a bloody lamb, put it on fire, give it to people, and you were considered a Michelin star rated guy. Now you really do need creativity, you need teamwork, you need leading, all these things. So it's the same with music, We start, 100 years ago, it's a bit different with music, but 100 years ago, you kind of needed to know how to do the guitar a bit, you needed to know how to do the piano a bit, do the drums a bit, kind of just, a little bit of everything, but not much. Now you really need to know, need to know marketing, you need to know software, you need to know everything about everything. And therefore, it's risen the stakes, but the more famous you get, the more easy music is. So it's a weird one. It is a weird one.
So so you're saying that people have higher expectations nowadays?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and that also kind of comes down to like really those really famous people who do it no shit. They they go to so people just like the person instead of liking the words of them.
True. Which is don't get offended, people, but I love Billie Eilish, right? She kind of makes sure that people don't come for her just for her looks, definitely not, She says that, in her interviews, she wears baggy clothes for that reason, just so that people, don't come to see how she looks, and don't come to see her album covers. They come to listen to the actual music, With Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, I mean, you're kind of going for the model, aren't you? You're kind of going to be a model. To see a model, right? And Yeah.
I mean, that like, you know, there's this actor and like this very famous like Instagram like star in China, and they basically what they do when they shoot a movie, when they film a movie, what she does is she goes onto the screen and she says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then people just edit her and then put her into a movie, and then let all the other people like read for her, like read her script, which is like absolutely
Oh wow, so
yes.
they do CGI for her. Like they CGI create her movements kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Unbelievable.
completely BS.
Unbelievable, man. That's insane. And it just shows, you know, laziness is good, it's also bad. I mean, you know, it's kind of thing. It's like Jimmy, you know, like if someone, like you don't need to be a genius once again to know that Jimi Hendrix really kind of was the pinnacle of a guitarist, you know. And people were like, well, instead of trying to become better than him, and instead of trying to, you know, somehow do 32 notes, right, by hand, you know, like, you know, just by hand, you know, they were like, well, let's make something that will just make our playing faster. And they made software, you know, which comes on along with a lot of necessities. So that's good, you know, it's a very good change, but it's also a very bad change. And honestly, on this note, I don't know about you, but I think I'm kind of done. I mean, if you want to add anything else?
Yeah, maybe if like, should we talk about like music production today, or should we film it in another video?
I think, how long is it?
22 minutes.
22 minutes,
That's
I think.
really long.
Okay, yeah. I mean, some podcasts are an hour long.
Yeah, most of them are. Like,
But it doesn't matter, let's not bore.
we're gonna talk about the music production in the podcast, maybe, like how it's produced and like all the instruments and all that.
Now, if you like this, remember to like this. And therefore, I will make a new video. You know I love you guys. Remember to go subscribe to One Advane and make sure that you become his 1,000th subscriber. Subscribe
Leave
to
a
me.
like in the description. Leave the link in the description below.
Yes. And also remember to go subscribe to me if you want to be my 150th subscriber. And with that all done,
Oh, also, if you want to check out the behind the scenes of this video, then you basically just go on my channel, link in his description. Or if you're watching my channel and you want to see the final edited, fancy, very amazing version, then go to his channel.
yeah, I didn't know what that was. Anyway, see you next time. You know I love you guys. Goodbye.
Bye!